and welcome to, yes, that's right, the final installment of... Let's get serious here for a moment, folks, because in less than 2 days, we are going to be seeing these two interacting, solving cases, speaking to each other, doing stuff with their faces in front of each other's faces, and in front of the cameras. It's called acting. And perhaps in a few more days. But we made it. We climbed this whole mountain, and we have come to the other side. And now we are going to see things happen with our own eyes. We're gonna get context. That is a truly overwhelming and terrifying thought. Anyway, it's been a long 31 days for all of us as a fandom, as a community, as just human beings living on planet Earth. It has certainly been a doozy. I, for one, never expected Moftus to start their own advent calendar. Thanks. Try to fucking one-up me again. See what happens. Do you remember how naive we were on December 7th when there was that little bit of bonus footage after Tab where we were like, oh my god, this is insane. Remember that? So naive. But yes, a lot has happened. We have seen a lot of familiar faces and met a lot of new faces. We've revisited fun old memories and made a lot of great new memories. We've potentially made it a little bit more fun to wade through these anxious waters. See what I did there? It has certainly been a wild ride. Not just in the last 31 days, but in the last few years. And it's only gonna keep getting wilder. Billy Wilder. Yeah. So, without further ado, we open our storybook to the very last chapter, one last time. On the 31st day of John Locke, Nattie, loudest subtext in television, is joining us with some closing thoughts on things such as community. Which is what we are. We are a community. We are a very special community, and I am so proud to be a part of it. Thank you all for joining me and my friends on this month-long journey through hell. And now, this is me, Marcel, signing off as your proud Advent host of the last 31 days. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope that Series 4 delivers us to the promised land. And now, here's to Series 4. Happy endings and new beginnings.
Hey y'all, it's loudest subtext in television, or I guess TV now, or Nattie or Natasha, or you can call me whatever you want, I've been called worse. So it's probably not a huge surprise now that I'm the last guest because I came back to the fandom, but I wouldn't have ruined that surprise if I didn't have a better surprise to replace it with. So before I get to that, I just want to thank Rebecca real quick for inviting me to do this, and I also want to thank Rebecca just for keeping the community alive. It made me feel a lot better when I left to know that there was someone who was putting so much work into just telling everyone about the game and teaching them how it worked, and it just meant a lot to me. Thank you so much. So we're about to have a pretty awesome January, and I don't want to detract from that, but I know that a lot of people are worried about what's going to happen after Canon John Locke, because we've had a pretty shitty year politically, and, around February, a lot of realities are going to start setting in. And, the thing that sucks about real-world stuff is it's not like fiction. You can't really predict exactly what's going to happen. All you can do is prepare as best you can. And I've also been thinking a lot about how we could ever repay our dads for this whole crazy thing they've done. And I think I have an idea based on the example they've set. In his last vow, Mycroft says, "There'll always be a time when the world needs Sherlock Holmes." And I just feel like that time is now more than ever, because, a root cause, a lot of the problems that we're dealing with today, like bigotry and fake news and conspiracy theories, is just disordered thinking. And I should know because in my younger days, I was a little batshit conspiracy theorist. I would believe absolutely anything. And what dragged me out of that wasn't someone yelling at me and calling me an idiot or, trying to fight me on specific facts, because those things don't work when someone's not willing to hear it. It just makes them defensive. But what did work was being introduced to some key ideas that broke me out of some maladaptive thought processes. So, you know, in the days ahead, there's going to be a lot of contentious fights about God knows what, and there's going to be a lot of people who are working to fix those issues just like on an event by event, issue by issue basis. And that's good. That's fine. But at the same time, there's a lot of people in the world, and there needs to be a group of people who are dedicated to a kind of softer, longer game of combating disordered thinking. And that's not something that we can ever get around, because if we don't address that, we're going to have these issues forever. And it seems to me this is something that has to happen now. It's not something that we can put off any longer. It's gotten to be too messy a thing. And so I would just love for that to be the legacy of TJLC, just a world full of Sherlock Holmes. And, you know, I have good reason to think that's possible, because one of the most common messages that I get from people is that they never thought they could learn all this stuff. And you guys always impress me. You guys are some of the cleverest people I know. And so, you know, starting in February, we're all going to learn a lot more. We're going to learn about disordered thinking and how to combat it in ourselves and other people, and how to effectively persuade other people. And the best part is it's going to be a Sherlock-based curriculum. We're going to draw on the show and the experiences that we've had in the fandom, and, you know, we're just going to do what we've always done, which is make memes and solve things. And when you guys get really good, we'll start phase 2. So, see you in February, and thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Thank you so much, Nattie, for coming back to do this video, to all of the contributors for agreeing to do this project with me, to Rye for coming up with it, and Marcel for hosting, and the people writing the blogs, and Rory for doing the art, and just everyone who has been even a small part of this, and everyone who's been watching it along the way. And with that, we now have only one day until Series 4 comes out. That's tomorrow. I hope you enjoy Series 4. We're in for a wild ride.